everyone. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. It's me again, Ray from UniLayer Network. It's been a while since we were here, and we miss you guys, and so we're bringing you again another episode of this event that we have to give you an update of what's going on for the months that would not been live. We want to share with you the things that the team has been working behind the scene and what we are looking forward to in the future. So we have a couple of guests with us today from UniLayer Network. First, I don't think you have met him before. This is his first time in our stream. So we have here with us Nick. Nick is from New York, and he is our marketing guy based in New York. And so Nick, how are you? How's the weather in New
Good,
York?
good. I'm good. Thanks, Ray. Yeah, it's
Cool.
nice. It's cooling down, but it's still comfy, so I
Interesting.
can't complain.
Yeah. I envy you for that. It's here is always hot or flooded. So yeah, nice to have you here on in the event, and I believe people are excited to see the marketing perspective on these things that we're doing. Because these guys that we have right now, they're the devs. They've been working so hard with the project. So next guest that we have for today is Nikki. So Nikki is our technical uh, Nikki, you've been here before. Welcome, and you can introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I'm lead analyst in UniLayer Network. Uh, I'm working with dev team. Glad to see you again, and we'll talk about UniLayer and its progress and stuff. Let's
Cool,
go.
cool. Absolutely. So here, thank you. Good to see you again. Right. Last time we had was like a few months back. So finally, we have Alex is always like the ever supportive CEO of UniLayer Network. Alex is always here with us to explain things that we don't understand. So hey, Alex, how are you? Welcome back.
Hey, it is evening and Friday, but I still full of energy to share some exciting updates from our side for you guys. It's been a while. I always insisting like we should have some Twitter space because I'm willing to share it. I'm willing to talk with people and explain what we're doing. But yeah, finally we're here. Happy to be
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, excited to be here to know what's going on as well. So yeah, I think we start with one of the interesting part that's happening in Unilayer. I think for me personally, this is very interesting because of the current market condition, and it's no secret to everyone in the industry. But we just finished seed round, I guess, and then I heard it was successful. So can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, actually, I'm very proud about it because, we started our seed round at the worst possible time ever because we faced crypto winter in the middle of the summer, which is a bit confusing, but it is just how it is. And yet we managed to do it. Yeah, recently we closed finally seed round. We received tremendous support from Malaysia and Vietnam, and it is actually very great because it is essential for our project to be supported by different parts of the world because it is in essence what interoperability should be. It is be presented all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think from the Southeast Asian myself, I'm glad to know that people from my
Yeah.
region are participating in this event. So the question now is, since we have closed the seed round, so what's next for the funding? Do we still have any funding round, or how can
Yeah.
people invest in Unilayer if they want?
Right now in the project strategic rounds, and in a strategic, there is no such rush in terms of raising money and etc. Because it seems that everything is all right and we can steadily develop. But here, the main goal and the next period for us is to establish and announce the most important partnerships for us, strategic communications, lead investor, and etc. So this is like key important features for that period for us. And we actually have quite amount of different ideas and already done things in order to reach all that goals on the list.
Cool. So how about those who want to invest in Unilayer, but not the token itself? So how can they participate as participate in the project in such a way? Because mostly like you want to invest in project, you buy the token. But for now,
Oh, actually, it is the most exciting topic from my point of view because you see, I'm more ideological guy, and I'm not on the financial side and etc. I can do that thing that for certain. Otherwise, there is no way to be to be CEO, right? But I'm more about ideology, what we're doing and why. And yeah, there is a way to contribute to UniLayer network. The much better than just investments. It is to participate in an ecosystem because you see, the current crypto cross-chain market somehow limited. You don't even think about possibility of create really complicated programs because there are limitations in terms of security. It will be unsecure. There are limitations in just complexity because maintaining of that kind of infrastructure is just a nightmare. And here, and it's very important to realize, we provide an ability to create very, very complicated projects with just few smart contracts. And this should be used to the must.
cool, cool. Yeah, exciting. Speaking of partnerships, I've heard that you were in UniLayer team. Basically, was basically all over the world. We have representations from New York in a smart chain in NYC, where Singapore token 2049, and then blockchain events in Dubai, right? So for you, you were in Singapore and Dubai. So I believe one of the purpose in doing this is networking and connecting with projects. So it's
Yeah.
exciting. Can you tell us, what happened or the
Yeah.
exciting part for that?
I was mostly I'm Dubai in Singapore. I was at Singapore in Token 2049, where we connected with very huge projects and famous people all over the world. And yeah, we established our conversations, and it seems there will be some very exciting announcements later about that because yeah, Singapore was quite resourceful. We even had a side event co-hosted with Hobby. The only
Yeah,
problem with that event was actually that the fact that it was basically a ship party place, but the ship, and because of this, there was very strict limitation about amount of people that can go inside. But yeah, still, it was very exciting event that we co-hosted with the hobby. So yeah,
yeah,
obviously
that was
there
fun.
are a lot of things going and running right now as a parallel processes.
Cool, cool. And I've heard that we also have like representatives from Smart Chain NYC, and I think Nick was there. So Nick, can you tell us what happened there?
Yeah,
What's exciting about what they're seeing?
yeah. It was hosted by Link, and they gave some really interesting talks, including featuring their own approach to interoperability. So that made it clear that that is definitely something that's on everyone's minds. And we also had some conversations with OK Exchange and Metis, just casual conversations, getting to know the teams a bit better. And yeah, I'm really excited to continue to talk to other projects about what UniLayer is doing.
Yeah, that's fun. Traveling, talking about the project with like-minded people is always interesting. And so I'm looking forward to, as mentioned by Alex, that there are partnerships in the sidelines that we're talking about. So, but I think interesting now, we just launched this net like a month ago, right, Alex? And then I've heard. I'm always in the community, and the feedback we're getting is incredible, and people are excited to know more, to see more. So, can you tell us what went on to the development, and what's the roadmap? What's next, and what's the next features? So this thing is really like spark the curiosity of the community and the audience. That what's next? That question.
The main reason, the main purpose of testnet to exist is to test. It is very confusing to hear, but yeah, it is all about testing. So yeah, the first step about launching, we created a form, application form, so applicants were able to fill it, and then we were able to share binaries for everyone who participated, in order for them to be able to start their own nodes of UniLayer testnet. So even at that step, we received more than 5,000 of applications. I'm not sure about exact number, which is really confusing and surprising. Thank you very much for that amount of support. We even received 60 applications for Mac OS, which is actually I'm very strongly support, because yeah, we our binary is not compiling only for Unix systems, right? We support in Windows and Mac OS, which is significant, because just imagine deploying UniLayer nodes. We are just few clicks in Apple Store. It can become real because we focusing on it as well. And probably you'll be wondering why, for what reason I'll choose Mac OS server, Mac Mini probably. And actually, it's quite curious idea. I just want to test it and to see how it will work, because the service agreement from Apple to those who own Apple servers is quite good. And since we are depots, you don't have to mine anything. So probably it will come in handy. At least you can install wallet, native wallet. We are just few clicks. So it is the first thing, and it was quite positive. Though we faced the complications, like we right now increased the priority of task about automatization of creation of new builds to be shared, because right now they are creating manually. There is no automatization here. There are templates for that, but they are not implemented in complete state. And it turns out that we have sprints. This is how we work, and we have 2 week sprints, and there were a lot of them already. And the logical finalization of that sprint, I believe, should be a sharing of new binaries, even with the slightest updates, because some tasks, they're just too huge, right? So I guess we will do our best in order to optimize and increase the speed of delivery of new updates. Also, we received amount of feedbacks that it is important to share CLI version and Diamond version, which is correct. Yeah, at first we shared only version with GUI, which is Qt versions basically. So we will fix it, and there will be upcoming update with just CLI and TX tool and Diamond, that's for sure. And finally, yeah, we received positive feedback. The overall system is working, which means that the faucet is working and you can receive tokens. The network itself is working and you can see verified transactions. And it is quite a huge success. And finally, from few front runner, the frontline testers, we received feedback that even smart contracts, they are working right now. Because the very important thing that in a code sense, we are from Bitcoin family, which means that basically our addresses is base 58 addresses, classical Bitcoin like. You've seen them in a Tron, for instance, right? So we basically Bitcoin family, but we managed to support Ethereum virtual machine smart contracts, which is Solidity. And yeah, we received feedback that it is working. Right now, we're working on a very huge update. It is upcoming. It is MetaMask support introduction for support transpiling base 58 addresses to hex addresses, and also in the same moment improvements, tremendous amount of them, to rewards validation, turning on leasing feature, and also uh, yeah, MetaMask support was already mentioned. So yeah, this is the key features of upcoming update. There are a lot actually. We supporting that transpiling of addresses to the very core. So you can see it even in a cipher level. Uh, this is very important step for us, because it is huge update. It is like milestone. And we're really, really looking forward for anyone who will participate in a testing process and who will share his experience about it. And also, in the process of launching of testnet, we also in a parallel launch at our Discord server. So, guys, waiting for you there. For because I was a bit overloaded, I should
Yeah.
uh, I should
But you're
apologize.
active there. I see you posting like questions,
Yeah, yeah.
updates from time to time. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, my,
Uh,
my idea is to do it every working day, at least hour a day. So I should apologize to you guys that I wasn't able to do it every day. But yeah, every time I have the opportunity, I'm using it. I'm going there and answering the questions.
Yeah, cool. So basically, if they want to know anything like straight from the source, they just go to our Discord channel. I will post the link later, and then you can see Nick, Alex there. How about you, Nick? I'm curious about what you can. I know you're the lead analyst for UniLayer Network, so you're the deep, there like the deep down the codes that we have. So there's no better person to tell us like what have been working, because I believe we do this for the developers. So this is like, I know this is a cliche, but it's like a blockchain for developers. That's what we're focusing, right? We're solving something. So well, what's your
Yeah, so Alex already mentioned the main points about upcoming update. We're working on it, and I hope as soon as possible we'll provide the binaries with a new version with MetaMask. It's quite a huge update. Alex posted in Discord the main features implemented in that update. So that's another way. Join our Discord and check that out. So there are a lot of updates in it, and the MetaMask is the main flag and the main feature there, and it will provide different features in it. So we're not. It's almost ready, as far as I know, and we're just going testing some issues before creating the binaries. So that would be as soon as possible. So, and we will share it as the previous situation. Don't forget to join the forum and send us your requests for the binaries. We'll contact you and send you binaries.
cool? So yeah, it's not too late yet, guys. So if you're interested in seeing what we've been working so far, you want to test it for yourself, uh, you can still join us. Yeah, I'll drop the link below.
Yeah, yeah. I just noticed the question from the auditory. What the Discord link? Yeah, yeah, it will be shared. And actually,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can see
I'll share it.
the
Uh,
Telegram group. Yeah, there is a quite huge demand actually, which is quite surprising to have a Discord, because yeah, it turns out that the Telegram group is not suitable to have a proper discussion on the technical stuff and etc. And also about testnet, I wanted to add few things. First, uh, we've seen that we somehow lacked uh, documentation for end-line user, how to use it. So right now we're working on it, and there will be published additional information how to establish the node, how to operate this, and also we will add additional parts like new incoming logic about how to upload smart contract and how to start using your MetaMask wallet in a testnet. That's basically the thing. And also, I want to add very interesting idea right now. We're keeping that in mind that I guess at some really near future we will introduce experimental builds. What I meant here, that there are some core technologies we're using so far, like Boost. For those who know think or two about C++, it should say a lot. And update of that core things in the wallet can create some problems with mathematics and etc. And testing of that is quite complicated. So yeah, there will be additional section of experimental builds, and there definitely will be rewarding in the tokens for those who participating in this process and publishing what they were able to find.
Cool. Yeah, yeah. That's some deep and huge stuff coming to UniLayer network. I believe we're still on the testnet, and the exciting part is still at hand. So, how about you, Nick? Our writer. By the way, Nick is also our writer. He writes the stuff for us. So, what do you think about the testnet and the non tech concerns?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I would say it's really exciting that we've had thousands of people signing up for it already and continuing to sign up for it. So that for us, I feel is a very good start. And also, MetaMask integration, I think, um, is really an exciting development as well because it kind of points to a future where one wallet will be able to direct all your cross-chain transactions. So I think that's something that any investor, retail investor, or anyone who is in crypto could definitely appreciate. So I'm definitely excited about that one.
Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, thank you, Alex, Nick, and Nikki for the update on the testnet, and I believe we would create some exciting uh, product in the future, exciting updates in the future. So this is, I think, for tonight, right? If there's one thing that I'm very curious about, and we've been hearing this from Twitter and everyone talking about this. So logics, what is logics? I was like, is it just like logic but wrong spelling? And why is it like a game changer in the area of interoperability and cross chain? Is it like why is it so special for Unilayer? So I think we'll start with Alex, and then we'll go with Nikki, and then Nick too. Or you can just jump in when you have an idea. Feel free, no
Yeah.
worries.
Actually, the word in logics has quite a deep meaning. And the meaning basically is that we here composing or different opportunities, features from different chains into the single application, which means that we have a basically the same old Solidity smart contract. But in sense of address system, you have slight addition which allows you to reference address from another chain. And this is a game changer. So, like Token said, one contract to rule them all, but not be misguided by that parallel with the L2 chains and cross-chain execution. It is completely unrelated. So what we performing here, what we providing, is a smart contract within our network that is able to communicate with the smart contracts in the different chains. Before I came to into crypto, I worked with huge banking systems, and there are quite a concept about how to build rich systems, how to build complicated systems. You should always have a core. You can have different pieces of your applications like anti-fraud monitor, a history transactions database, devices, physical devices who communicating with your infrastructure, and etc., etc., etc. But in a center, in between, there is always a core, and each piece of your infrastructure will integrate with this. This way, you can decrease complexity of your application and decrease the fees you should pay to maintain
I think Alex is having uh, internet problems. So Nikki, do you wanna take over for that? Continue Alex's discussion.
Yeah, sure. We'll wait for his return. So, the logics, that's basically the cross-chain logic, and as Alex said, that's the essence of a smart contract interacting with other smart contracts in the other chains. So, as you know, the main logic in all blockchains is operated with the smart contracts. And the idea of the logics is that we use a special smart contract which interacts with them, receiving different information and providing it and initializing transfers just interacting with it. So that logic is inside the smart contract, and so it's the cross-chain logic created inside the smart contract. So
Logic.
that's the yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, Nikki. So Alex is here. Thank you for stepping up. Alex is back. So Alex, I think we missed some of the things you said earlier.
Actually, thank you very much, Nikki, for the explanation, and you explained everything very detailed. Yeah, but as for more like to people explanation, I want to add one thing. Like there is a logic with a C at the end, and in our case, it is logic X, which means cross-chain logic. And also, in the same time, what I liked here personally, that it sounds somehow like a multiple form of the logic. And this is correct actually, because it is you have logic in one smart contract in one chain, in a second smart contract in a second chain, in your smart contract in UniLayer chain, like Nick previously mentioned. And you can summarize everything as logics. This is quite great sounding.
Cool. So yeah, it's interesting, and I think so. These Nikki and Alex are the tech guys. So I wanna hear from the you know the writer and the business side of things. So Nick, what do you think about logics? Make it simple for me.
Yeah, it's funny to hear Alex mention that other meaning of logics, because I was aware of X as the cross-chain signifier, but I did not think of it as logics plural. But that makes a lot of sense that it's one smart contract, but connecting to a number of smart contracts across different chains. So, I mean, for me, one of the things that makes UniLayer special um, is the fact that it's purely a blockchain project. It's decentralized, and Alex and Nikki can correct me if I'm misleading the viewers, but for me, for my understanding, UniLayer is a purely blockchain project, and so keeping all of these transactions and smart contracts interactions on the blockchain really is the key to the security and the key to the simplicity of this approach.
Cool, cool. So I think thank you, Nick, for that explanation. So I think the best way to, to make it clearer is we can talk about these things, which for some people like myself that is not very good in developing things. So the question now is, I want to ask a specific example. So what can Unilayer do for GameFi, the current structure of GameFi? So with the logics that we have, how can it be more useful or helpful to GameFi? So yeah, Alex, I guess.
Oh, yeah, it is quite a huge topic. I'll start from the very far point, but you'll get my idea through the time. There are quite rich GameFi sector, classical gaming sector, which is gacha games, and basically it's like a lottery. So the player can pull the trigger, like trying to summon some character, and there is a chance to get top tier character. So this is pretty simple logic, but in the same moment, it is very, very exciting and engagement. And in the same moment, it is the best in terms of income game projects ever existed in, for instance, mobile platforms. So the game developers receive the most of the income by development gacha games. And for some reason, it's completely unimplementable right now in a crypto, because this type of games, like gacha games, hardly depends on randomness. Correct random is literally unattainable thing right now, because in order to provide random, we can depend on a hash of the current block, we can depend on a timestamp of the block, and stuff like that. But in essence, it is predictable, and on the top of this, it is exploitable. So there is no way to establish logic based on that. We should have really correct random, because you see, if we want to create completely on-chain project, GameFi project without backends at all, everything should be transparent. Your implementation of random should be transparent. How you're using random should be transparent as well. So right now, if you'll do this, you'll provide the way to expose your functionality, so the hacker will be able to always summon only top tier characters. So gacha right now is literally unimplementable. But imagine, and this is actually one of our not announced yet partners, the chain specifically focusing on provide correct random. This is their goal. Like we have goal to provide interoperability, right? They have goal to provide random. As large as the network is, the better quality of random will be provided to the clients. So we have a plan to integrate them into UniLayer ecosystem. This will provide ability for GameFi projects to use correct random in their smart contracts. So cross-chain project with, for instance, Binance Pay or OKEx Pay or something else up to them, will Hobby Pay, that's for sure. They will be able to use in the same moments, like 3D random from near and random from that chain. That's the thing. So it is possible finally to implement gacha games. And also do not forget just complicated games. If you want to create really complicated something, right now you will be somehow limited by the level of development of interoperability technologies itself. So yeah, this is very exciting stuff.
Yeah, I did. When I hear an announced partnership, I kind of like excited. So I think UniLayer is useful for many projects, but GameFi in particular, as we mentioned, it is difficult. And at the current setup of the current blockchain setup, it is some of the you know dreams vision is still unimplementable, but it's good to know that UniLayer is working on something and making the impossible possible in the near future. So yeah, I think that's something to look forward to. So yeah, GameFi. I was from GameFi. I started
Oh,
crypto in GameFi. So
oh,
it's too
I
close to
want
home.
wanted to share actually parts of my personal experience.
Mhm.
One of the most well-known GameFi projects, mobile gacha projects, it is Someone War. It is one of the oldest projects in the game industry in mobile applications. It's very, very well known. It provided significant value for those who actually wanted to build gacha games. They just followed the already established path of Summoner's War. But yeah, finally we will be able to create GameFi projects that actually I'm more than looking forward for it. Probably even Summoner's War itself at some point will decide to go into crypto and will create on-chain version of the game. It will be really exciting.
Cool, cool. So, how about you, Nikki? Is there something that you wanna add about this topic?
Yeah, just a little bit. The main essence of the GameFi is the technology, and not only in blockchain all over the world. You're usually limited to the instruments you are having in different situations and different workspaces and so on. And so you, as a developer, usually people need to extend that workspace with different features and with different products and so on. And so the UniLayer providing this cross-chain provides also the ability to extend the technology beyond the chain, which could be limited, that GameFi. So, and GameFi usually includes different parts of the, how do I say it, of process. So it usually best practice is to use best sources and best instruments to each of the part. So that cross-chain technology helps GameFi in creating the universe and using the best practices in all chains. That's the idea.
Cool, cool. So, if I understand it right, it would be correct to say that if I have a doubt that some features in Ethereum I want to get, some features in this chain I want to get. So I can do that eventually. Is that what is this like? I can get the best feature from one connected, I'll just say connected chain. Connect me if I'm wrong, right? This is just my
Correct.
take. So I'm building in Unilayer. I want to get something from Ethereum because I say this feature is best in Ethereum, and this for liquidity I'll probably get it from the other chain, and for players I'll go to the other chain. So you
This
think it's possible?
It is a bit more complicated, but in the same
Hmm.
moment, it is simpler. So, in order to use features in a chain, it is as simple as it is. You must deploy the contract there in that chain. And within that contract, you'll do all you want. And as a result, at the final result, you can return in some methods the value of your result of your calculations. And this value can be used by UniLayer smart contract and readdress it somewhere else or processed within it. So, in essence, it is not like we connecting features. Actually, it is like we using features and connecting the infrastructure as in a single solid organism.
Yeah,
This is like it is. And also, I've seen very curious question in
yeah,
our
yeah.
chat. Logic
Oh, sure.
sounds a game changer. Yeah. So, is that solution cheap? And here we came to the most important part. What the aim of UniLayer is in terms of interoperability and why we are so focused on logics. And the answer here that we aiming to be a replacement for off-chain paths for cross-chain projects, which is literally unachievable if we are not cheap and if we are not fast. So, based on our predictions, the fastest already existed nearly same family crossing projects at least uh, will be 10 times slower than us because we have direct access to another chains. We have already injected inside our nodes of another chain, and data transferring happened within the C++ code, within the stack of the program. And second, yeah, it will be at least 3 times cheaper than the cheapest already existed solution we've estimated so far. So this is our raw estimation. Probably it will be corrected through the time, but based according to our scaling predictional model and financial model and etc., it seems likely that these exact parameters is what we will be able to provide. And also, because of this, as far as we estimated, it is possible to for that kind of technology to be a replacement for backend off-chain part of cross-chain solution. That's for certain. We will work and we will do our best to even increase that values, but in essence, it won't be our side who will be the slowest. Actually, it will be the side of integrated chain because it's not possible to run faster than them since we are working on interoperability. You are muted, Ray.
Sorry, my bad. So yeah, that's a pretty good explanation. Thank you all. Thanks, crypto, for this question. And so speaking of, I think I was just reminded that the title of this event is Q4 and beyond. So I know we mentioned before that MetaMask is coming, and then we're working on something great. But the question now, I think we're also like uh, close to running out of time, but you know just to see to show people the glimpse of what we're working. Do you have like a curious question is I see in the chat is when are you gonna have your token, when is the mainnet, and basically just a technical roadmap, a quick walkthrough on what to expect in the next coming months, I guess.
Yeah, the first thing we working really hard right now is a block scanner because obviously it's very important. The second thing we're working right now, like we mentioned before, that integration of MetaMask is a quite huge feat. But let me explain a bit more details why it is important. It is nearly a half step to integrate our first event-based chain. That means that, yeah, basically UniLayer will work with EVM-based chains and non-EVM chains, which is quite significant. Like a flag here, you can you can remember that EVM and non-EVM. But what should be done in order to work with the EVM-based chains? It is like support the address system and the ideology behind it. So when we are announcing that we supporting right now MetaMask, you can hear that between the words and between the lines that we supporting the ideology of address system of event-based chains. So we made half step in order to support them. We will be able after that to start integrational process. So this is what we're aiming to do next step. We will integrate, it seems, Goerli network, Ethereum network into UniLayer network. It will happen not in a month though. We're expecting this like in a 2 months, a bit roundly, something like that. Yeah, but yeah, it's very important step in order to achieve it. And also there will be the amount of different updates smaller than that, but still quite significant. Let's keep in touch and we will announce it later.
Cool, cool. Yeah,
You
I'm
didn't
looking
see
forward.
my backlog.
No, I did. So, how about you, Nikki? What do you have for us? You know, aside from what Alex said, I don't know if there's still something that we're looking for. We can look forward to.
Now, from the technical side, as Alex already mentioned, we're working hard on blockchain scanner. It's very important for us. It's
Yeah.
quite simple, but still, that's the main feature. I will present it as soon as possible for you to look at the transactions inside the blockchain and to be transparent. And the MetaMask, as I said, is the main feature of the upcoming update, and it would be the head flag, as I suppose, there. And as Alex mentioned, we're working on our integrations, and the first part is working on the Ethereum and EVM-based systems integration. So that's our goals. We're working to that, and they're our current goals, which we would like to achieve. So that's for sure we're focusing on it right now. The first is to MetaMask update to and the scanner update, and then with the first integration, and that's for the Ethereum we're planning to.
I
Excellent.
want to add here
Thanks.
that
Yeah.
Nikki is a bit too humble
Thank you, Nikki.
because they right now preparing very important updates for all community from their side, and it is just it's on a very early stage right now. It is white paper.
That's exciting. People have been like, show us something, show us your white paper, and once it go goes live, gets out, I think it would help a lot of people in terms of more understanding, deeper understanding on the project. So yeah, thank you for that, Alex. So how about you, Nick? What are we working on? And since Alex mentioned white paper, I believe you'll be there because it's something right up. You don't have to tell us the details, but I want to see what you guys like can see in it and what's something that we can look forward to in terms of information, articles and stuff. So yeah, to to show the community that there are things working behind the scene. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think so far we've kind of, in terms of writing and presenting UniLayer to people, to the general public, that is, have kind of been giving overviews, which is natural and it's necessary to say what UniLayer is doing fundamentally. But I think going forward, we're going to kind of expand to, just as we have in this discussion, applying it to more and different use cases. So that's one thing that I'm looking forward to digging into, because I think when people read and are able to really picture in their minds, oh, UniLayer, from my perspective, or from my experience as a user or my experience as a developer will allow me to do this with DeFi or this with gaming, I think that's going to really excite a lot of people. So I think the direction is to make what we're doing more concrete to people.
Cool. Yeah, that's exciting for us. Uh, as time progresses, I think more and more information are gonna be revealed and everything makes clearer. In fact, in social media, we are planning to do like a series on logics, on what is logics and how it is how it could revolutionize the way we process NFTs. How can we make bridges more effective, more uh, efficient and those things. So that's what we will be working on in the coming weeks. So don't worry guys if you don't understand uh, what logics is, if you haven't held fully grasp how it how it would work, how it revolutionizes or innovates the current setup. We'll do it for you. We will give you as much information as we can. So yeah, I think since we have used like 46 minutes already, any last topics that you wanna talk about, Alex? We'll start with Alex, and then yeah, I think you mentioned something before we start, like I think
Yeah.
earlier about leasing model, experimental wallets, and something like that. So
Actually, I want to hear in the comments somewhere in Telegram and in Discord to hear your opinion. And the question is, what should be focused in terms of explanation for in specifically in which side? Should it be more technological explanation, what actually we're doing so far, or should it be more like popularization explanation? So it will be easier for anyone to grasp the base concept. So, what should be top priority? Technological correctness or easiness in order to comprehend what we're doing so far? So, basically, we will do both type of articles and both type of the contents. Content focused on more technological side and what exactly can be done. Obviously, the content for builders and the content for anyone, so anyone will be able to be educated about the basic concepts about blockchain itself and the more specific concept about interoperability and the problems around it and use cases and etc. But yeah, what I want to hear from you is what's to be more expected from our side. Is it technological reasonable explanation in the depth, or is it more popularize it, but in the same moment more exciting and curious content? Because obviously there is no excitement in technological; it's always struggling.
yeah, I think that's it. The best thing about this panel for tonight is it's a mix of you know outsiders from the dev side. So I think the best person I think I want to hear before I would say my piece on that. I want to hear Nick's idea on what is important, like the technological deep dive or the simple terms that is more comprehensible to ordinary people, ordinary crypto users. I'm curious.
Well, I mean, I think it might be the political answer, but both are important.
But
Yeah, I
what's
agree.
provided more engagement?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think I think it's sort of like there's a natural ebb and flow in terms of communication. Like there are going to be times when um, we have technical stuff that is really important to convey, and then there are going to be times maybe when more of that technical stuff is going on behind the scenes where we can kind of spend more time and resources to communicating more generally. I think communicating the logics is something that is a priority right now. So we'll definitely be expanding on that.
yeah. I
Got it.
agree. I agree with Nick on that. That both are very important, but engagement wise, I think, well, we're in a challenging times, but when people understand, when people see something, so we can give a the deep dive the tech stuff, a little bit of touch of simple language, which is, I think Nick is very good at in explaining complicated things. So how about you, Nick? Nikki, I mean Nikki. What can you say? Anything before we end this session for tonight?
Just a couple of words about the topic you've mentioned. For sure, our goal is to clarify the idea of UniLayer and what we are doing. And for sure, feel free to ask questions in our Telegram channel or in our Discord or in Twitter, whatever would you like. We would be proud to answer your questions, and we were very glad because it's always some pinpoints that need to be clarified, and it's always easier to answer the questions when you have them correct and focused. Of course, our goal of the white paper and the articles we're producing is to clarify different situations, logics, and the interaction and the cross-chain situation and just all other stuff. But feel free to pinpoint some very important questions for you guys. And thank you.
Cool. So thank you for that. I think I don't know if you still wanna say something, but it's like 52 minutes already, and I think we've said enough. So, uh, thank you so much. I know you guys, Alex, Nick, Nikki, still wanna talk about something which is, I think, also very important. But don't worry, we'll set another time like this where we can choose either tech or simple terms. We can also do both. As mentioned in the chat, Alex is say both. I think I'll read this. This is one comment. Uh, both, yeah, both is important. So I think we'll work on that, and we'll just think of ways on how we can deliver you this more efficiently. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We will be uploading bits of this video for easy consumption. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nikki, and Alex. Thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and your enthusiasm about the project. And thank you all for joining us. Again, this is Ray from UniLayer, and see you again soon.
Yeah. Thanks,
See you
Ray.
again.
See you.